Good evening, everybody. I am still in the process of adjusting my lighting a little bit, I think. Give me a second. Yeah, that's a little bit much. So that's better, right? Oh, that's enough. That's fine. That's decent, I guess. Yeah, look at that. All right. Good evening, everybody. This has been a very stressful and draining and exhausting week. And I was very much on the fence on whether I wanted to play any video games today and whether I wanted to stream them. But that lighting is so good. And I really wanted to see it on screen. No, just kidding. Well, technically, I did. I wanted to. I fixed the ceiling lights. So I splurged a little bit and replaced my ceiling lights with a big Hue Infuse, which is one of these RGB ceiling lights from Philips. And it makes such a freaking difference. It's absolutely stunning. I didn't believe it. So this is all the light I have, right? And this is the lighting I had before without the Hue Infuse. And the fact that it produces this very decent little rim light and also gives off some of that hue to the background is absolutely amazing. I went for a little very light purplish pastel-y kind of thing. It's a bit of a cold light, but I love it. It's freaking amazing. So honestly, I've been looking forward to this a lot. And then life happened and work happened and things got exhausting and stressful. But here we are. It's Friday. Work's over, which is good. It's the 24th of October and the game release is coming out in October. Absolutely insane right now. Whoever scheduled this had absolutely no appreciation for people's work-life balance whatsoever. We've had Ghost of Yotai coming out. We've had Dispatch coming out on the 22nd, which was 2 days ago. Then we have next week on the 29th releasing Outer Worlds 2, while I realized today Xbox is doing this shitty pay $99 and get a pre-release so you can play 5 days ahead of everybody else thing. And I don't know. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to Outer Worlds 2. I'm really looking forward to Outer Worlds 2. This is going to be an amazing game. Love the studio, Obsidian. They've done a great job with Outer Worlds and other games they've been releasing. But the commercial and business decisions made by Xbox and Microsoft are so annoying. Honestly. It starts with Game Pass. It ends with this weird pre-release policy. I know that other studios or publishers have been doing that for them. It still rubs me the wrong way. I just don't like the idea of, oh, we're just gonna we're going to take advantage of people's FOMO. We're just going to take advantage of people's FOMO, and we're going to introduce a pre-release for a highly coveted game so that people who can afford it can pay more and start playing 5 days before everybody else. I know there's people out there who are going to say, oh, well, it's just offer and demand. This is how it works. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, you know. We could just be having fun all together, you know, and exploring the game together. Anyways, so I guess depending on how much you're willing to pay, Outer Worlds 2 either releases today or in 5 days. And man, there was something else. Oh, Keeper. Yeah, I had no time whatsoever to look into that, and also no money, to be honest. I don't have a video game budget for October, but yeah, Keeper, Double Fine Studios, released on the 17th of October. People are super hyped about it. It's apparently a very nice, very narratively interesting puzzle game, and I haven't had any time to look at it. What did I do? I played the first chapters of Dispatch. So that I did. And it was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. The voice cast is stellar. Amazing. Crazy mix of Hollywood, Critical Role voice actors, some YouTubers. Alana Pierce is in there. But they seem to have great chemistry. They seem to be working very well together. So, yeah, pretty amazing actually. Story is nice. I think they're leaning into a little bit too much into that R-rated thing. Something that Critical Role has been doing with their Critical Role animation as well. I noticed, but anyway, maybe it's just the brand, right? The story seems fine enough. It seems interesting. I'm not sure how much the gameplay will matter at the end. It's just a mix of very light puzzles and some decision making. I like the character interactions. They're super fun. They're very, very lighthearted. There's a lot of laughs in there, definitely. But apart from that, honestly, it's not a game changer. I think it's a super fun game. At the end of the day, you're probably gonna have spent 10 to 15 hours listening to an absolutely amazing cast of talented voice actors, narrating a beautiful story that's super fun. That's also very, very funny. It has a high comedic value. I don't know. That's about it, I guess. I don't think people are gonna remember in like 5 or 10 years, but if you have like, I don't know, $25 or whatever it is right now to spend, you can pick it up. It's definitely fun, but be advised that it is releasing in chapters, which is an interesting decision. Honestly, maybe for that reason as well, it feels a little bit more like a TV series than a video game, right? But the game released a couple of days ago with just the first 2 chapters, and they're going to be releasing 2 additional chapters each week, I think, until the end of November. So I think it's 8 chapters in total or something like that. And I've played through the first 2 chapters in one evening. It was like a 2-hour session, so I would imagine that the overall game is not longer than 10 to 15 hours. That would surprise me, but honestly, let's see. Maybe that was just the introduction, the prologue, the first hit, and then things get a little bit longer and more convoluted as we move along. Honestly, I wouldn't know, but I'm very interested to find out, and we're gonna have a look. Yeah, I think that covers our current video game backlog. Honestly, I have two things that I still want to finish this year. One is Cassette Beasts, and the other one is Trails in the Sky, first chapter. And, oh no, three things. Final Fantasy Tactics. So we might be putting 14 on a little bit of a back burner, depending on how office workload is going to develop in the next 2 months. There's also a chance that I'm putting the streaming, the gaming stream on ice for a while if things get too hectic. But I'll probably then just pick it up in January when things get a little less crazy after Christmas, or pick it back up during the holidays, which would also be nice. But let's see how that goes. With that said, we have a couple of things we want to get into, and all of these are related to video gaming, so check this out. Let's check this out. You know what? There's this fun thing in here that we didn't have a look at, and I'm a little sad, to be honest, because I think this is the Monster Hunter World Corporation. I didn't know that it released with Stormblood. I knew that it was in here, but I didn't know. I wasn't aware when it came into the game, right? So yeah, let's see what this is about. Red Wyvern by the name of Rathalos. I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken. I've heard stories of a great wyvern that slumbers in the mountains to the north, but it was not red, and most certainly does not go by that name. Still, if this Rathalos you speak of is truly exists, slaying such a beast would bring great honor to my tribe. Mark my words, this beast will fall by a blade of the Oranir. Yeah, okay. Maybe you should bring some friends along, because Rathalos is a big boy, right? Oh, there's a wayfaring car hunter. Let me guess, you also want to slay that Rathalos? A gargantuan red wyvern. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not overly familiar with the comings and goings of this place. I only visit on occasion to do a small bit of business. Perhaps you should speak with a Kistir. Though speak is perhaps not the right word, seeing as they do not. At any rate, if you will find none more knowledgeable of the happenings in the Azure steppe. Apprehensive hoary traveler here. A red wyvern named Rathalos. Oh dear. Perhaps the story I heard was true then, of a young man from the Ura clan leading a flock of Zos down from the mountain. He was making his way to reunion when a fierce wind began to blow. A terrible howling gale which left him all but blinded. To his horror, he soon realized the deafening roar he heard was not of the wind's making. He claims it was that of a great wyvern which descended from on high to claim several Zos from his flock, disappearing into the sky as quickly as it came. Needless to say, he ran to reunion with all haste, telling everybody of what had happened. The man is a known liar and swindler. Who would believe such a tale coming from him? Speak with a concerned Kistiri merchant. Hello there, good sir. Upon hearing of Red Wyvern, the Kistirian merchant takes on a grave expression. The Kistirian merchant points southwest. Perhaps you will find some clue to the Wyvern's whereabouts in that direction. Well, perhaps I will. Oh, by the way, we have colored our chocobo's plumage. And man, I am so happy about it. I mean, look at this buddy. Look at him. Isn't he the most beautiful of boys? Isn't he the most gorgeous of all of them? Man, I love him so much. Yeah. I'm simple. Also, I realized the other day that I was able to get a lot of the chocobo bardings that unlocked through achievements. I wasn't aware of that either. Again, like I said, I've only been playing for 600 hours, so, you know. You arrive at the area of the Kistiri merchant. That the Kistiri merchant appeared to be indicating. All you can do now is lie in wait for your prey. Be honest. What's this? Are you a little palico? Have you come to help then? To hunt the monster Rathalos? Oh my god! And I'm this close to just reinstalling Monster Hunter Worlds. The fact that I bought Monster Hunter Wilds for PC and it runs like ass, and it has been running like ass for months, is so frustrating. I was so looking forward to playing a new Monster Hunter game and to play it on release. I was so hyped, and then the PC performance was an absolute disappointment. It was abysmal. It was the worst. And I get it. I do not have the most up-to-date PC. I get it. I have a 3600X processor. I have a 3070 Ti graphics card. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM, but honestly, that should be sufficient to run that game in a decent quality, and that just doesn't happen. It's not like I could reduce details and somehow get it to run at an acceptable pace. It's a mess. It just absolutely doesn't run. I was considering rebuying it for the PS5, but honestly, I already paid for it once, and I was so frustrated that I decided to not pay for it again. I was hoping, which is silly of me, I was hoping that they were going to fix performance as the game progressed and the patches rolled out. But honestly, that hasn't happened until today. So yeah, maybe I'm considering reinstalling Worlds. Maybe I'm considering going back to Rise even. I honestly was a big fan of Rise. I loved Rise. I still have stories to play, so maybe that's gonna happen. But this actually put a really big smile on my face. Yeah, Palico buddies. So tell me about the monster we're going to hunt. Aww, you're a fashionable feline. I'm an apprentice feline hunter, and I've come to this place in search of monsters. Rathalos size. But even with 9 lives, I could never slay one of my own. That's why I posted that notice seeking help. There's a reason they're often referred to as the king of the skies after. Some also call them fire wyverns, on account of their ability to breathe fire. I feel awful just thinking about all the hunters burned to cinders in their wake. Yes. Yes. And they roar exactly like that. Would you believe it's powerful enough to stun their prey? So I've heard. It never happened to me personally, but you know, I've heard stories. Am I gonna fight Rathalos by myself? Oh, buddy. Haven't seen you in a long time. Man. Oh boy, I missed you. Imagine if we had a charge blade now. Man, the things we could do. Oh, that was Rathalos. Yeah, man, of course. Come on, I'm just gonna... What a day, what a day. Both a monster and a ferocious hunter to slay it. I sure got the cream today. Let's hurry. He seemed to be heading northwest, back into the mountains. Oh, before I forget, I never did ask your name. Nice to meet you. Now let's be off. Is that supposed to be like a single player thing? Are we single playering Rathalos? Oh, this looks like a dungeon. No, isn't that just the wasn't that just the proving grounds up there that we had already cleared and discovered, or am I misremembering that? I think Monster Hunter World and Final Fantasy XIV are the games I've sunken in most of time in the last maybe 10 or 15 years. I have to go without you, but why, feline? When catastrophe strikes, a hunter should never be without mega potions. I don't know if you normally keep medicine on hand to treat your wounds, but I guarantee you've never had anything quite like that. When you and the friends are ready, head on in. You do have friends to help, right? So I gotta get a party together, right? 8? I thought hunters usually fight in groups of 4. Well, I suppose you know best. The Great Hunt is now accessible. Is this like a... You will gain access to the Duty Action Mega Potion. Be advised that while it can be used to restore a large amount of HP, its usage is limited. Upon clearing the duty, you can claim a special reward by examining the remains of Rathalos. Be certain to do so before leaving the instance. Man. New King of the Block. The duty fountain has been updated with a new regular duty. It's not that one, is it? Oh yeah, the Great Hunt with a party of other players. Okay, this is a regular Stormblood trial. This is a regular Stormblood trial. So how bad could it be, right? So waiting time is currently less than 5 minutes, which is okay, I guess. So what else do we have currently? We still have Deltascape to do, which is... oh, that was fast. Look at that. Come on. Let's see how nasty Rathalos is. Let's see. Oh, is this an arena? I love him so much. Let's go. Okay, what is happening here? Oh shit, let's get out of here. Oh wow, okay. Oh wow, okay, that was uncalled for. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. Let's get out of here. Honestly, with the white mage, I think we're gonna be fine. Feels like Rathalos has a lot of HP, but still. That wasn't so bad, was it? No. Okay. Oh, that's a nice idea. That's an interesting idea. Use mega potions to heal after transition. Okay. After transition. Ah, got it. Okay. Okay, wow. Got it. Oh, fucking freaking. Ouchie. Yeah, let's go. Whoa, okay. Yeah. This is pretty close to an actual fight, right? Come on. Come on, let's get him down. Come on. We've got him. We've got him. Fantastic. Okay. Can we get him down already? Nice. Look at that. Man, I've missed that jingle. Man. Okay. Okay, so I obtained a Rathalos scale. Is that it? Oh no, there's a tail as well. Of course, let's not forget to carve the tail. That will be just silly. There was another Rathalos scale. So what are we doing with those? Does anybody know? I saw the whole thing. That was magnificent. You even managed to retrieve a scale from his remains. I'm impressed. I realize this is sudden, but it would mean so much to me if I could join you on more adventures. Would you accept me as your palico? It would be my pleasure. I promise to be the perfect companion. And to think this is all because you saw my bill on the hunt board. A hunter in Kugane showed it to you? Curious. You'd think we could go and pay them a visit. If not for this hunter, we would never have met. Okay, the hearty hunter in Kugane. Is there more to it? Or is it just slamming that Rathalos 1500 times until you have enough scales to buy some cosmetics? Not that that doesn't sound exactly like Monster Hunter World, but yeah, I mean, look at that. He's a hunter. He's a hunting boy. That should do it. I'm warmed up and ready to go hunting. I think we've done that for you, sir. We're done. I thought you'd already left. With my preparations complete, you'll need to work fast if you mean to beat me. You've only finished preparing? Another monster in need of slaying? I am not a monster, you brute. I am Daedalus' faithful and dependable palico. Oh, a palico. My apologies. If you're as dependable as you are adorable, I have no doubt he values your companionship. But let's return to the matter at hand, shall we? Daedalus, are you ready to set out on our hunt for the Rathalos? Shall we tell him? I mean, somebody should tell him, right? Yeah, he's dead. I expect nothing less from my rival. Indeed, you're every bit the hunter I imagined you'd be. Suppose that's what we get for that extra set of squats. Tell me, friend, were you able to recover anything from the body? As a matter of fact, he carved a scale off the Rathalos' hide. That's some mighty fine crafting material. Mind if I have a look? Well, technically I have 2 scales, so, you know. A wyvern scale indeed. Light as a feather and tougher than steel. If you like, I'd be more than willing to fashion you some armor with it. I'll need more than a single scale, of course. If you plan to go hunting again, don't hesitate to call. We'll show those monsters what for. Oh no, it's a palico and a barbecue spit. I love it. So let's check out. You can now trade Rathalos scales to the smithy. What does the great hunter say? Judging by the hunter's jovial expression, the hunt is still on. What is going on here? Was the battle grueling? Did the mountains sing with the sound of claws clashing with steel? I've had tougher battles. Oh, but of course, perhaps battle with the high-ranking Rathalers would have put a bit of sweat on your brow. Piqued your curiosity, have I? Well, I can only tell you what I've heard. They say there is a stronger brood of Rathalers that would make short work of your average hunter. Mayhap that kitten friend of yours knows something of it. He was, after all, the one who originally posted a bill for the beast. No need to worry of it, thou. I'd say you've earned a rest after your recent exertions in the Azim steppe. When you're up for it, I'll be ready and waiting. What? What is going on here? Is there a high rank quest for this? Feline? How rude. I am a feline, you dullard. I fail to see the difference, but that is neither here nor there. I asked Ivalice to bring you here that we might learn the truth of these high-ranking Rathalers I recently caught wind of. High-rank Rathalers? They're an older, much powerful brood of wyvern. Without sufficient protection, even the simplest of swipes is all it would take to rend a hunter in two. I didn't know better. I'd say you were talking about an elite mark. Yes, a challenge no self-respecting hunter can ignore. Are they gonna start squatting again? Yeah, there you go. Yep. This is no time to be kidding around. Ah, yeah, nah, we're not gonna. We're just gonna get our aces kicked. So, Smithy. We have here. Okay. Oh, there's a Poogie. That's cute. There's a Rathalos whistle. The resonant tone of this whistle carries far enough to summon Rathalos from his distant homeland. Okay, so this is proof of a hero. Monster Hunter World version orchestrion role. Okay. Rathalos helm M. F. Rathalos Greaves. Okay. Okay, those don't look bad, honestly. Can I dye them? Uh-huh. Okay, those look pretty dope, to be honest. Okay, and the regular one cannot be dyed. And the augmented one? Ah, this is Rathalos Scale Plus. This is the one you get from the extremes, right? Ah, that just... Okay. It's not male and female. It's actually mage and fighter. Honestly, the fact that I'm... Oh. Yeah. Now we're not going to be able to run the extreme trial with the random group, right? This is not going to work. Also, we don't have the necessary item level. So, yeah, what do we have? We have Deltascape 30 and we have the Drowned City of Scala, which is actually the story quest, right? Should we get on with the story quest? I mean, there's also the there is the Ivalice raid, which is somewhere around here, right? Let's see. It should be at the No, that's the ferry docks. It's the airship landing, right? Uninvited, and it feels so good. I'm sorry. Wait, where? So confused. Where is that? Isn't that the... Who? Okay. This is not the... There should be an upstairs. Is there an upstairs? Am I dumb? Yeah. Man. You know what I'm really bad at? Freaking orientation. I am so bad at this. Who are you? Where in the world have you been? Did you not receive Arma's summons? Principal Lexental's research into the Aura site may finally have borne fruit. We must hurry to the Prima Vista before they embark on some grand and perilous adventure without us. Somebody say grand and perilous adventure. Let's go. Hello, shuttle pilot. Please, allow me aboard the Prima Vista. Oh, Daedalus. Lady Mavrila, thank you for answering my summons. Master Garland was kind enough to send for an Archon from Charlayan, and I thought it only right that you be present to hear her findings. Not Charlayan, it's Charlayan? To be frank, summoning Makoto was Ishtola's idea. I simply came along to see what light she could shed on this mystery. Oh, okay. I am Mikoto of House Jinba, a Doman, though my years in Charlayan have made me a stranger here. You must be Daedalus, fabled liberator of men, slayer of false gods, warrior of light. I thought you'd be taller. Well, technically, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a scholar. Let us speak of the crystal. One of but many Auracite shards that aided Noble Alita's rise to Regent. Man, that hair is really something, man. My apologies, the Otius is no ordinary crystal, even discounting its obvious historical importance. The specimen is more than a simple manifestation of elementally aspected energies. It is, rather, an ethereal lodestone whose facilitation of both the absorption and transmission of distinct frequency NRR-type harmonic vibrations has been observed to promote ethereal amplification. We all understood that, right? We all know what she just said. The resultant neuroharmonic disturbance allows for a highly unique emittance of CPRS waves that, instead of radiating outward with a determinate factor of dispersal, instead resonate inward at a frequency so labored, my estimates place the rate of VTR decay at upwards of several centuries. Though I must admit I lack sufficient variates to complete a truly comprehensive graphical assessment. Fucking nerd. While that explanation may elicit admiring nods from your professors at the academy, it will earn you only blank looks. Here, take a deep breath and try again. This time, in a language those of us without the echo might understand. My apologies, I merely thought... Come on, she's smart. Cut her some slack. Apologies will see us no nearer to an answer. A simpler explanation will. I love that outfit, by the way. Simpler. Right. Ether is not only the building block of all things material, but those immaterial as well. Thoughts, memories, feelings. One's very will are all understood to be ethereal phenomena and can be measured as such. Unlike most crystal, which only can emit elemental energies, Auracite is tuned not only to absorb ether, but ether specific to the immaterial. That ether is then stored and multiplied within its crystalline form until external stimuli precipitate release. Yeah, that was much simpler than what you said before, and we all understood it. Under appropriate conditions, a strong will or desire can become imprinted upon the Auracite and stored until fomentation, at which time the desire becomes manifest. Fomentation? What my studious young friend is trying to say is that the Otius takes one's deepest fantasies and makes them reality. So basically with that stone, if you really, really, really wished for a socialist utopia, you could make that happen? Yes, that is simple. You may choose to think of it as a process akin to that of summoning a primal. Why is everything always about summoning a primal in this game? There being one marked difference, primal summoning requires a supplemental energy source, such as a hoard of elementally charged crystals. Auracite, on the other hand, has a capacity to serve as its own source of power. We know from the Durai papers that Argoth was never king of Ivalice. He was slain in battle during the War of the Lions. Yeah, I remember that. I'm not quite there yet, but at least we've already punched him in the face. Yet, the Argoth encountered during the recent expedition carried himself as if he had been crowned regent. I believe this was merely the Auracite in this possession making, realizing his desire to rule. I am informed that he uttered the same words over and over again for the duration of the confrontation which unfolded. If that is the case, it is possible that it was not actually Argath who uttered them, but the Auracite itself. If the Durai papers are accurate, Argath was a weak and petty noble who believed that his blood entitled him to power. He is such an asshole. We have just encountered him in Final Fantasy Tactics. He's there right from the beginning of the game, and he cannot be endured. I want to punch him every single time he opens his mouth. It is so insufferable. Delita punched him, and it was so called for. It's unbelievable. Anyway, Argath. The Auracite took that belief and twisted it into the abomination we, Daedalus, put to the sword. Yeah. Funnily enough, I killed something big and dangerous. Then you are saying the crystal could prove a threat? The Auracite, and not necessarily. Ramza seemed to fare well enough. There is no record of the young regent being manipulated by the artifacts he gathered. In the hands of the just, the Oricide should prove harmless, even beneficial. Okay, but how are we going to determine who's just and unjust? It is not the weapon that kills, but the one who wields it. That is a stupid Second Amendment argument. Now, where have I heard that before? Oh yes, it was Emperor Galvus's justification for taking the marvels of Magitech and applying them to the manufacture of arms. Where, after all, was the harm if it allowed him to bring order to the three great continents? I guess Sid is not a big fan of the Second Amendment. You draw an intriguing parallel, Master Garland. The properties of these crystals are so singular. I do begin to wonder if they, like Magitech, are products of science and not nature. That they were created by someone to... But who? What manner of person would even be capable of such a feat? Somebody on the phone? Now, that is an interesting question, the answer to which I look forward to hearing. Regrettably, I have pressing matters to attend to elsewhere. Fear not, however. Makoto's insight will prove far more beneficial than anything I might accidentally contribute. Good day to you all. Goodbye, Sid. What I don't understand is, if the Duma was imprinted with Argath's deepest desires, then whose desires are rattling about inside the Odious? I had the selfsame question, and thus conducted a thorough inspection of the crystal upon my arrival. The results were inconclusive. Traces of ethereal activity were present, but to all intents and purposes, the vessel was empty. Empty, but what of the voices I heard? Voices? I heard nothing of the sort. The only voices you heard, Alma, were in your stubborn head. Hey, Ramza, that's... Ramza, why won't you? Shall we speak of voices, then? What of yours, Alma? Our resident voice of dissent, you have done naught but question the wisdom of our research from the moment we left Garlemand. Would you put your petty worries above our family's calling? No, I would never. Is it Ramza's wishes that are being manifested by the crystal because he really wants his father's legacy to succeed? Then why involve a gossip monger, a goody two-shoes, and this flying mole? Wait, who's the flying mole? Who did you just call a flying mole, buddy? Oh, that flying mole. Like, didn't they have, like, don't they have Mughals and Ivalice? Am I interrupting? Oh, please don't go on. My acceptance into your fine troops' ranks can wait until all have said their piece. Guards, get this. Mont Blanc. My name is Mont Blanc, denizen of Damascus Deserts. Seeker of thrills, adventure extraordinaire, but You may call me Mont Blanc. Dalmasca has long been known as a melting pot for myriads of cultures, where minor races such as the Peak, the Banga, and the Vieira might live in relative harmony with Pure, Elezen, and others. Wait, where the hell is Dalmasca? Why does... Man, what does Dalmasca tell me? Dalmasca is a kingdom in Final Fantasy XIV located to the southern reaches of the far eastern continent by Othard. Historically ruled by the Bnargan dynasty, it was conquered by the Guardian Empire 30 years ago. Okay, there is a Dalmasca, but there's also Dalmasca in 12, right? So weird. Final Fantasy lore is so weird. Most likely because we are neither prominent nor populous. My people are nomadic by nature, ever drawn to the elusive frontier and the freedom she promises. Moogle. Of course I'm a Moogle, Kupo. I think the adorable wings and the fluffy palm would have given it away. Now, about my admission to the Majestic... Why is he yelling all the time? I will allow no such thing. The Majestic is the Empire's premier theater company, who will not sully its good name by granting refuge to a fluttering ball of fur. And furthermore, how in the world did this abomination get on board the Prima Vista in the first place? You just call it cute little Koopa an abomination? Man, what is going on with you? By means of his wings, I were to guess. As for admission to our company, I do not seem to recall race, creed, or allegiance on my list of prerequisites. Do you? That's right, Dad. Call him out. No, Father. Very well then. Mont Blanc, what is exactly that calls you to the stage? Our stage. What else? The Zodiac Brave story. Never before have I witnessed something so amazing, so moving. Sitting, well, technically hovering there in the audience as the story unfolded around me, I knew I was witnessing something special, something positively transcendental. It was then that I realized I either had to be part of it or go to my grave a bitter, broken Moogle. Okay, man. He's highly motivated. Was this realization before or after you swore you simply had to become the realm's greatest marauder? Herdy, how did you... Who's Herdy? Perhaps you'd have more successes running away if you didn't reveal your grand designs to every fool you happen to meet. Was it not but 20 nights ago you took up the axe? Now, here you are professing your passion for the stage before carving even a single notch in your haft. Do you not remember to he who churns the butter goes the sweetest bread? No, I don't remember that. But how is one to savor said buttered bread if his head is in the belly of a fearsome beast? You accuse me of giving up when I merely came to the realization that continuing would end in failure. Only through a change of course could I reach my final destination. And that destination is what? Hummer? Are you sure it's not Geomancer? Arithmetician? Templar? Do not bother answering. We all know you'll be singing a different tune. Come cock crow. Come cock crow. That's a nice way to put it. I was destined to be a thespian. I can feel it in my fur. The role of the leader was made for me. The actors in our company trained at the finest Empires Institute. They represent the pinnacle of the profession not only in Garlemald, but across the entire world. A vagrant Batmole like you could never hope to share a stage with such artists, let alone play the part of a hero like Delita. You yourself admitted you were too craven to face a solitary beast. How do you imagine would you fare against a pack of theater? Any troop would need proof of valor before it could even consider. Come on. Show him, Mont Blanc. Craven? Call me a cheat. Call me a cur, but do not, sir, call me a craven. Is that? Give me a second. Give me a second here. I accept your challenge. Slay but one foul beast by mine own hand, and the Majestic Theatre Company will accept me into its ranks. Upo. Wait, I issued no such... You all here are witnesses. When I return with the head of a terrible beast in my gore-stained hands, you will be honor-bound to welcome me, Mont Blanc the Mummer, into the fabled ranks of the Majestic. Good day. Wonderful. What do we do now? What do we do? We do nothing. If that Batmole wishes to throw himself onto the horns of a stampeding Zo, I will not stand in the way. I believe the proper term of derogation is mole bat. And I should warn you, Muggles do not take kindly to those who use it. Why must you always put yourself above others, brother? Did you learn nothing from Argath's wretched example? Mont Blanc would never have set off on this fool's errand had you not made the challenge. He did not make a challenge, folks. There was no challenge was issued. There was no challenge. If anything befalls my brother, his blood will be on your hands. Ivalice, you're the only one amongst us capable. Point. She could have ended that sentence there. You're the only one among us capable. On behalf of my brother, I beg your assistance. Oh man. Come on, let's kill whatever monster there is to be killed. I mean, right? I hate the fact that they assume that I'm capable. But yeah, let's see. So, Hurdy. My brother can be rather simple-minded when it comes to such matters. Thinking to impress the Warrior of Light and his companions, Mont Blanc would likely choose the scene of your recent exploits to prove his worth, meaning Rabanastre, if I'm not mistaken. Pardon my language, but Ramza really is an incurable little prick, is he not? How dare he speak to his sister and the Moogle in that manner? I couldn't decide which was worse, the thing he said or the way the principal sat back and let him say it. But I suppose it's none of our concern. For now, let us concentrate on the task at hand, finding that Moogle before he does something we'll all regret. What say we start nearby Pier 2, perhaps? Yeah, I guess. I don't know why we're not just going straight to Rabanastre, but let's go. Hello. Is this the airship landing? Where are we going? I forget I need to talk to the gate guard, but yeah. Where is Pier 2? Where the hell am I? Man. Look at me doing the orientation thing. I am so bad at this. This? Oh, this is Eureka, the Forbidden Land. I haven't gone in there at all. I don't know what that does yet. Does it do something? Where's Pier 2? This is Pier 1. So confused. What's going on, kids? What is happening? The Falcon Porter tells us that he set a traveling blacksmith away to Yangxia, not a Belfast. And why would that be of interest to us, you ask? Because said peddler of iron and steel was seen to be carrying a bag stuffed to the brim with, and I quote, albino mole fur and purple bat wings. The quickest route to Dalmasca is via the One River and its western tributaries. If Mont Blanc is bound for Rabanastre, he will seek passage from the glittering Bassin. Search Mont Blanc in the glittering Bassin. Bassin? Well, how do you pronounce that in English? Where are we going? We're going here, right? All right. There's a ferry dock here. Go. Excuse me, but that is such a beautiful little chocobo. Look at it. Where do these ferry docks lead to? Oh, wait, there is. Oh, wait. Hold up a minute. Okay, but my ether currents are complete, so there's no such thing as... Oh, look at that. Oh, look out that. Place way too far from the vista. Yuzuka Manor. So, we're gonna break our legs? Nah. Famous last words. Famous last words. Did you get into a fight with a chocobo? Hey, buddy. Great. Oh, okay, level 72 gives me biolysis. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, red chocobo. Can I heal my own chocobo? Is that possible? Oh, it is. That's nice, actually. That's nice. Please don't heal yourself. Please don't heal yourself. Oh, did he? I think I've just lost my chocobo. Oh, man. That is one punchy chocobo, man. Whoa, what is that? There we go. Mont Blanc, what were you thinking? Oh, he has a little axe. Look at him. Have you any idea what you put your brother through? He has been worried sick. Both Hurdy and Ramza were right all along. I am a failure, a flop, a flailing, flapping, foppish failure. How could I play the part of a hero if I cannot even ruffle the feathers of a single measly bird? To be fair, those birds were quite chunky. The audience would see right through me like the spineless jellyfish I am. Oh man. Oh friendo. Now wait, Mont Blanc. Not everybody can be a hero, not even most heroes. But the bards sing of the man who deals the final blow. But what of his ardor of loyal companions? You think Delita united Ivalice on his own? You think Daedalus was here alone when he liberated Alamigo? You're never alone on the battlefield. Not all wars are won on the front lines. But of course they are not. Every campaign needs its brilliant architect, the mastermind who moves the pieces of the board. I, Mont Blanc, can be that mastermind. That was quick. Let us not dwell on the details. The day is saved and Mont Blanc has escaped sans scratch or singe to show for it. We should return to the Prima Vista before our luck runs out. I would have hoped for a raid or some such, but no. I was just beating the hell out of some red chocobo. There we go. Hello, shuttle pilot. Ooh. Please, this ship is a place of peace. Release my sister or you will answer to me. When the cat's away, put that damnable thing down, Ramza. You're not helping matters. We have no quarrel with you or yours. We only seek aid in finding our leader. Agamemnon. Okay, did he go missing? You seek our help? You, who threatened to kill my father, who stole his work and made fools of us all? Ever. Shut the fuck up, Ramza. We will hear what they have to say. As I said, we have no quarrel with you. We only did what was necessary to secure an audience. We surrender our weapons and offer your journal as an act of good faith. The plot twisteth. He's like, ugh. I like the dumb one, by the way. I like him a lot. This is all rather a lot to digest, but your claims do coincide with what we have learned about the aura site. You're saying that crystal did something to our captain? Wasn't the captain the guy who shot the dumb guy? After being emptied of Argatha's will, the Duma sought of another to sate its appetite for ether. You're saying that crystal ate our captain? Not his body, only his soul. His soul. Tell me, what is it in your opinion that your leader's deepest desires? What was it that he longed for above all else in the world? Why waste our breath reasoning with these lizards? They showed themselves for the beasts that they are when they put a knife to your throat. Somebody just smack that kid? Just smack him. He's like Argath incarnate. What is going on? The boy can call us what he pleases. For our past failings, we deserve no better. Your failings? 30 summers have come and gone, yet not a night goes by that I do not wake in sweat at them. Is it a sexy dream? We were fusiliers in the Dalmascan army stationed in the royal stronghold at Nalbina. Nalbina Forest was reputed to be impenetrable. Its fall to the 4th Legion proved a turning point in the Imperial campaign, dealing a crushing blow to the Dalmascan morale and ultimately marking the beginning of the kingdom's end. We haven't been to Dalmasca, right? We haven't seen Dalmasca before. Bagamnon was a captain. Once it was clear the day would not be ours, Prince Razler, commander of the garrison of Nalbina, tasked him with one final mission. A unit was to escort His Highness's twin sister, the Princess Shelia, away from the fortress and thence safety, but things did not go as planned. I still remember the words she uttered as she laid dying in the captain's arms, but a stone's throw from where the Garum Scythe waterway drains into the sea. Even as the fog of death descended upon her, she smiled and told us the very people who failed her to survive for as long as even a single Dalmascan stood, our nation would never truly perish. But it should not have been us who survived. By failing to protect our charge, we betrayed the princess and her memory, and brought shame upon our race. So yes, we are not but cold-blooded lizards deserving of whatever scorn you deign to heap on us. Well, yeah, but also can we just not go with the racial slurs? You know? I think we can safely assume a deep-seated hatred towards the invaders of his homeland, coupled with self-loathing born from a sense of powerlessness. The darkness that lurks in the heart of Bagamnon. is like little different from that which drove Arga, the self-same emotions that were to nourish the Duma. Stop speaking in riddles. She's saying your brave captain will eventually turn into a monster, or rather, more of one. Carlian lies. What they say is true. If we don't find Bagamna and the Duma soon, none of us are safe, present company included. Do you have any idea where he might have gone? Any at all? I mean, he might have gone to Dalmasca. Kinda makes sense, right? No? But look at this. Something has been added to the final page of my journal. Then the captain must have put it here. Only he has access to it. Until we found it in the pack he left behind, that is. Is this Dalmascan? Indeed it is. It says Ridorana. The lighthouse? Why would he write that in the old man's journal, no less? Maybe he wanted us to find it and go search for him. There is a place in the Walnut Sea, far to the south of Rabanastre, where the ocean tumbles into a gaping maw, more than a mile across the Ridorana Cataract. Legend would have us believe that it is the entrance to the Hell of Water. That sounds like a really nice place. Many a scholar seeking to prove otherwise have descended into the chasm, some even by airship. None, not a one, has returned. I mean, we should go there, right? Uninvited, and it feels so good. I must admit to knowing little of Ridorana, save that which Lady Mikoto shared with us. Before we expend valuable time and resources traveling to so remote a place, I must review my notes. Okay, but can we travel now, please? A world map orchestrion roll. Genomus and his son are ready to present their findings. Can his son just not talk, please? Would that be possible? Our studies reveal that Ridorana is the name of both a massive gap in the southern Walnut Sea and the lighthouse once manned by the Royal Damascan Navy to prevent ships from succumbing to the cataract's current. I stress once manned, as the tower has lain empty since its candlekeeps abandoned their posts after the fall of Rabanastre. But if Pharos Sirius, this is Pharos Sirius, offers any indication of what can befall a lighthouse, in the absence of his caretakers. No, this is a different light. Got it. Yes, but the real question is, why am I such a little prick, and how does it all tie in with Ivalician legend? A cursory examination of the Zodiac Brave story reveals no mention of a Ridorana. Yet it seemed foolish to assume that a name could not change in the centuries since the tale was writ. So I thought to cross-reference texts on modern Isilberian history without translation of the Durai paper. Why is there a guy squatting in the background? What? You gotta stop the squatting, guys. And after an exhaustive re-examination of my ancestors' notes, I discovered there was not a single entry on Readerana. And while mention of the Walnut Sea was abundant, I found no reference whatsoever to any cataract or lighthouse within its waters. But you found something. Come on, tell us, buddy. Tell us. Ramses' discovery prompted me to examine the mystery from a different perspective. What if there were no mystery at all? What if, at the time of Delita's rise, the chasm did not yet exist? There is more, but only a visit to the lighthouse will enable us to confirm our theories with any certainty. Finally, some action. An adventurer always comes prepared. Let's go there. Come on. Come on. Where are we even going? Give me a second. I am still so confused. Oh, wow. The Readerana Lighthouse, okay. So what I find interesting is that they reference so many names and aspects from other Final Fantasy games so leisurely in 14. And I'm not sure what the explanation for that is. Is it a multiverse thing? Is just everything interconnected? Or how do they explain this? And do they explain it in the end, or do they not? Mayhap it is best we split our fellowships into two parties, one to delve into the tower's depths and one to observe from afar. As acting expedition sub-leader, I appoint you captain of the first. You may use this spyglass to aid in your search for the missing lizard. Yeah. You're just not a very nice person, but anyway. Damn it, brother. Where are you? Is this? What is this? Where are we going? What are we doing? Oh, there's a destination. We don't even know where that is, right? This is just an unknown location, right? This location appears to offer an adequate view. Climb up and scan the area for any sign of Bagamla. Or, okay, drag, zoom. I'm dragging and zooming. That was him. We found him. I honestly don't know why Stormblood does that. These small little mini games. He needs our help. Prince Razzler, Princess Ashelia, I know you cannot forgive me. Nor should you. It is all my fault. I could not save you. I could not save anyone. Anyone but myself. I am so sorry. I don't think it's a good idea to pour like all that negative energy into that stone, man. It feels like, oh. Traitors, have you no pride? You treat with the very man who laid waste to our homeland. You're mistaken, brother. There are no Imperials here. We've come to help. I know what I see. My own kin sided with the enemy. How dare you stain my audience with the princess? Mont Blanc gonna do something stupid? Which murderess. What happened? So, this is the end. Recite the words, satisfy the covenant, relinquish thy soul unto me, and be granted that which thou desirest most in the world. Sword in hand, the warrior clutches stone to breast. In sword edged be his fading memories. Don't you die, not yet. In stone his tempered skill. We promised we'd all go together when our time came. You can't leave us here. By sword attested, by stone revealed. That light, where have I seen it before? Oh no. Has he gone primal? Whatever you are doing, you need to leave the lighthouse right away. Right away. You hear? Okay, we're flying back now? Jeez Louise. Man, the one thing I love is the use of music that suits the themes thematically. I love the Monster Hunter World music, and that is doing a lot of things to me emotionally. It is as we feared. Gamlen's soul is lost. Music roll for the world map. That should be the world map. This is the world map music, right? Do I use that? Oh, this is just a tabletop item. Okay, got it. A chapel. A solid plan of action must be devised before facing the Banga transformed. Much as I wish it were otherwise, I fear Gamlen is beyond saving. Yet, we cannot suffer what is left of him to become a distraction. Father, is now not the time to abandon this quest. We are meddling with forces beyond. Enough, Alma. We adults are talking. Why are you being such a little unbelievable prick? While Daedalus was searching for the lizard, you keep seeing lizard, buddy. I inspected an area of exposed foundation at the base of the lighthouse. And you were right, Father. The lighthouse is built squarely atop the ruins of what can only be the clockwork city of Gaug. The what work city of who? She's a smart one. According to the Zodiac Brave story, the clockwork city of Gauk was a metallic metropolis wherein airships, automata, and other technological marvels of the age were first conceived. Little is said about its location, however, save that it was far away. While the Durai papers did not say a great deal more, they do mention that the land upon which the legendary city was built was severely limited, an inconvenience that forced its inhabitants to build up rather than out. Music is absolutely amazing, which led me to ask myself, what if the reason land was limited was because the land in question was an island? That still would not explain the omission of the cataract. It is inconceivable that the authors would neglect to mention so prominent a landmark had it existed. And then I found it. A lone passage regarding Gaug's fall. While the particulars were missing, it appears the city was abandoned after an explosion, left half of it in ruin. I believe that this explosion may have undermined a portion of the seabed. It need only have been a small area at first, one that could well have gone unnoticed during an exodus. As time passed, however, the waters would have continued to wear away the rock, slowly widening the gap until we have what lies beneath us today. This would explain why there is no mention of Ridorana prior to the present era. Come, Father, will you not tell them the rest of the possibility that we Garleans are descendant, in part, of the displaced citizens of Gau? Because we're clearly the smartest folks in the room. It would explain how the Empire was able to forge its armies of iron even before the discovery and application of Alagan technology. And it may also explain why the legend of Ivalice has resonated with our people for centuries, despite the fact that the Lost Kingdom was, as far as we can tell, in quite a different corner of the world. An interested, if somewhat ambitious theory, but to return to your original claim. It is your belief that the Readerana Lighthouse stands atop what is left of the Clockwork City of Gao. I haven't reached that, by the way, yet in Tactics. Ah, necklace. Where did you get it, girl? This was my mother's. Your mother's. It was my late wife's most cherished possession. Why do you ask? Gamnon had a talisman that he would wear beneath his jerkin. He refused to take it off even when bathing. He said it was special. I only saw it a few times, but it looked exactly like the one your daughter wears. And what are you implying, lizard? That my sister stole it? Or my late mother? Neither. I spoke of their similarity, that is all. Can you believe the nerve of this boy? Enough, Ramza. Our guests are merely concerned for the well-being of their kin. What of our kin? What of them, Ramza? Do you imagine our kin to be better than theirs in some way? Or anyone else's for that matter? I apologize, Father. We have but one purpose, son, and that is to prove the existence of Ivalice and clear our family's name. Do not allow anger or hate to lead you from that path. Now, we have a lost city to explore. Finally, give me a lost city to explore. Let's see how long the waiting time is, and then let's see. The Readerana Lighthouse. Average item level 335. Let's see. Okay, this is 2 tanks, 2 healers. This is like a regular. This is 3 parties of 1 hang. 1 hang. Okay. It says 3 parties of 1 tank, but anyway. Oh, no. Withdraw. Shit. I'm so sorry, folks. That shouldn't have happened. Okay, this is a wait time of 22 minutes. This is gonna be too much. That sucks. That sucks. So let's see if we have anything else that we could tackle. We have the Deltascape 30, which is 2 tanks, 2 healers, 4 DPS. And what else do we got here? We have the Drowned City of Scala, and we have some of these hard ones. Honestly, not sure I'm willing to tackle right now. The Fractal Continuum. Or should we call it a night for tonight? You know what? Let's leave this counter running. We'll do one last thing. And if we found a party by then, we'll take it. If not, we'll call it a night. So one last thing I actually wanted to do real quick is, let's see here, folks. So I've come up with this new outfit for the Scholar, which is basically just a re-dyed version of the Scholastic Kit code, which I really like. And I've paired it with the Fae book, but we have a little glamming session coming up, glamming contest session coming up next week. And honestly, I don't have much to contribute to that, because man, those folks are really far into the game, and they're much cooler than I am. But so this is this, and I think this pairs quite well with Ethica, with a Fae book, but I like pairing this one, the dark one, with the Cognitome, actually. And then the question is, should we add a weird hat to that? And how? I mean, nah, this is just stupid steampunky stuff, right? Nah, I don't like it. That looks a little stupid. That looks a little stupid. It's plum colored, right? No, I don't like that. That looks nerdier than it should. And the problem with the divining hat is I can't dye it, right? The only one I could dye would be the Charlayan. Oh, the Charlayan Preceptor's hat doesn't dye either. Technically, I don't have a... Well, the monocle is kind of cool, right? Do I like the monocle more than the oval spectacles? The classic spectacles. This is what I normally wear, right? Yeah, this is classic spectacles me. It's kind of nerdy me. And then this is the let's see how this goes. Oh man, that's the wrong one. Give me a second. You know, what's a little sad about this is, I mean, the book looks great if you're going for a Halloween kind of vibe. That's kind of cool, right? But what I don't like about it is there's nothing interesting happening with the book, which is a little sad. Like this one has the little fairy butterfly, right? Honestly, I'm not sure about the monocle. I think I prefer the nerdy glasses. I mean, if I don't have anything to actually put on in terms of a hat, yeah, no. No, I don't think there is. Let's just... We like the monocle? Not sure. Not sure, but I think I like this more. Let's go with this book for now. And honestly, I don't think we're gonna do the duty. This is gonna take forever. Get a party together. This is something that we could have done at the beginning of the evening at around 9 a.m. I don't think it's feasible. Check out Hawker's Alley real quick because I want to see if there's any cool scholar. What are we sorting? ID, quantity, demand, whatever. Ion, true. Griffin had a healing. Nah, that's very... The problem with all those hat of healings are... Well, the wolf hat would work, right? That's pretty simple, right? That could actually be something that works. Oh, freaking hell. That's hella expensive, man. Are you kidding me? Huh. No. No, there's nothing here, I think. Nothing that's creepy enough. All right, we'll keep it at that. Okay. Well. All right, folks. This was fun enough. But we're going to wrap this up for tonight. That was a lot of dialogue. I thought we were going to be able and go right into the evolution quest line duty, which unfortunately we were not. I'm sorry about that. But we're definitely going to do that next time. I'm pretty sure. I love the music. I absolutely adore the fact that you can get orchestrion rolls for the Final Fantasy Tactics music, which is very recognizable and very lovely. Big fan. So I love having that in my orchestrion roll. This is pretty cool. I like the Rathalos quest. It doesn't do, well, much like a regular Monster Hunter quest. I don't think it does much until unlocking high rank, which is then going to be an extreme trial, which I don't think we have the capabilities for unless people are doing that unsynced, and then I don't think it matters much. I'm going to check. But I'm also not sure it's worth the farming just to get the glams. Although the armor is pretty dope. So I don't know. We'll find out. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the mounts. I don't think, and I've said that before, I don't think mounts are worth much because I have a chocobo already There's nothing in this world that's any cooler than a chocobo. So sue me, but I don't know what mounts do for folks except for like completion. I mean, honestly, the companion thing, right? The minion thing, having the ability to actually summon a palico, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But apart from that, honestly, I don't know. Also, I'm not sure I would, as much as I like the idea of having a palico, right? I'm a big fan of the series. I'm honestly not too sure how consistent it would be, right? So I would prefer my panda or a fat cat or a Moogle because I'm kind of a keep consistent with the world kind of guy. Right. So what do we got going on for next time? Assuming there is a next time and I don't burn out at work and just fall over dead and whatever. Nah, knock on wood. I'm going to be fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to try and get on that quest in Ivalice. We're going to try and complete the Deltascape raids, and then we can go back onto the MSQ, see what happens there. I think, yeah, what I also tried doing, which could be fun, unless I screw it up big time like I did last time. I started leveling the second tank class, which is Marauder. What's his name? And I'm really bad at remembering dungeons, so I did this level 32 dungeon, and it was horrible. I was getting lost all the time. I didn't remember any mechanics. It was so bad that one of the DPS actually decided to drop off the group, which is something I haven't seen in ever, honestly. I think the problem was also that the healer was kind of weird. Somebody claimed the healer was a bot, but I'm not sure. It just wasn't working at all. So we just powered through, and it was an absolute horrendous experience. But I'm gonna try and get back into daily duties with the Marauder in order to level him a little bit. I think he's level he's currently level 36 or something like that. So getting him up into the 70 ranges, and then to be able to have 2 tanks and 2 healing classes available for the rest of the MSQ would be kind of nice. And then we're going to wrap up Stormblood, and there's a couple of duties that I really want to do for some glams, and then we're going to go back into the MSQ and see what it still provides. Yeah, I think that's it. It was a nice little, even though a little low energy kind of gaming session. I hope anybody watching had some fun. I'm going to timestamp the whole thing tomorrow or on Sunday, depending on my time. Thank you very much for watching. Have a beautiful night. Have a great weekend. And stay safe, everybody. Be good. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to your friends, your family. And leave a like. Push the subscribe button. Do the good stuff, you know. And see you around. Take care. Thank you, everybody. Good night.